Yashi, it must be
Y-
11:30 at your place.
yes.
You are at the hostel or at home?
No, no. Today I came back home
Okay, okay.
because it's Saturday. So
What's
yeah.
happening? Your internship has picked up well?
Yeah. Almost 4 weeks are done. I'm in community medicine right now.
Okay, okay. That's some community. You go and stay in a village or something?
Um. Yeah. For now, I got urban setup. So it's a district hospital at Khopoli.
Okay, okay.
It's near Lonavala.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
This is not an interview. This is a
Mm-hmm.
conversation to
Mm-hmm.
understand more diversity in medical students, because I know about it, but I wanted to hear from horse's mouth. And the main
Mm-hmm.
reason we are doing this is to design the program having a feedback from the pilots. And
Okay.
even
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, it is to bring you on the page, and we don't want to do anything which would not help you people in your careers. So that's the reason
Mm-hmm.
for this.
Yeah.
In this, I would be just a facilitator, but you need to be talking more. And I'll butt in
Okay.
here and there. But
Mm-hmm.
tell me, there's no order to it. I've told you the reason. And only thing is that we would need your permission to use these videos. So anything
Mm-hmm.
which you think you would like to communicate, even later you can edit it, but that's only thing I'm making a disclosure that you
Yeah.
and feel
No,
free
it's
and say
fine. Yeah.
anything, and you can ask questions from me. You can do so. It's a conversation. That's
Okay. Like, um, so I can ask now.
yes.
Like I wanted to know, like, I went through it. So it's about the lectures and even there's a workshop.
Hmm.
So, about robotic surgery. So is it about like hands-on on some machine or
Yes.
how is it?
See, to be honest, I myself don't know because I've never attended in this, but what I heard from them, they'll give you test drives on these different
Okay.
robots. You'll have
Mm-hmm.
an opportunity to sit and play with them.
Okay. Yeah.
It won't be a training, but you'll get to
Yeah,
know the
just like an
first-hand feel how
exposure.
these robots work.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's a larger purpose, Yashi. Can you sense what is the larger purpose than just exposing you to robotics?
Yeah, like if in case in like in future, if I want to go into this,
That is
so
one. Then it's not
that's there.
related to robotics. It's a larger objective.
Mm-hmm. Like it will motivate me more
No,
for going into this
there are
field.
two objectives which I sense it. One of them
Mm-hmm.
is that you are exposed to different regions of medical students,
Yeah.
which I can guarantee the Indian students would know very little what happens in
Yes.
Romania or
Hmm.
what happens in United States.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
we have woven this program to bring in a cross-cultural pollination
Mm-hmm.
and bring in best practices.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
interviewed
I.
two people, one from King's
Mm-hmm.
College, and you're fortunate that
Mm-hmm.
you have a rainbow kind of coalition. There is a
Mm-hmm.
King's College from their Wayne State from United States, Padova University from Italy. We have
Okay.
secured two students from one Karikal and one you are there from India.
Mm-hmm.
Have people from Istanbul. We have people
Yeah,
from
there's
Belgium.
one from there.
So
Yeah.
I think the whole idea is because what I have found is the priorities in curriculum are different. Like King's
Mm-hmm.
College guy said, there is so much of emphasis on research. They have
Yes,
solicited time. I don't think
it's
Indian
less over
institutions, to the
here.
best
No,
of my
no,
knowledge, they nothing because even your
no.
teachers don't have time to do research. So
Yeah,
what
it's
I'm trying to
mainly.
say is
Yeah.
that this would be a great opportunity for you to
Mm-hmm.
socially and This is the
Yeah,
kind
like
of
make more
shadowing which
connections. Yeah.
usually people do at a very later part of the career. If they want to come to United States after they have done MCH urology or MCH cardiac surgery, then they will do shadow to find out what is the difference. So we are preponing it. That is one.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing
Yeah.
is, here you will see lot of mentors,
Okay.
iconic people, established robotic
Yeah.
surgeons. You'll
Mm-hmm.
meet them, you'll hear their lectures, you'll be one-to-one with them. So they will be able to answer your questions one-to-one. And then they will, if you are excited about it, Foundation would be very happy to connect you with the people of your interest.
Okay.
It's not a one-time activity. It's a
Mm-hmm.
longitudinal activity, but
Yeah.
certainly depends upon not only Foundation excited about it, until you guys find value in it, until you guys are able to find time cutting into your busy schedules, it has no
Mm-hmm.
meaning.
Mm.
What we have found is the Junior ORSI, there are about 600 members, and they are running the whole organization.
Okay.
They don't have anybody. ORSI is just supporting them, but they are running the organization. And that is my dream. Another surrogate thing I want to achieve is inculcate the quality of leadership in you.
Hmm.
Leader doesn't mean that you become director of institute or anything. Leadership is needed at every level. Even if you have a
Yes.
group of 3 students in your batch, there has to be
And
one
then
person
also
who
it
is
has to be
able, who
one.
is
Yeah.
acceptable to everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the objectives of the whole thing, and more we learn from them, you all, when you come back from the course. One thing I would like to make it clear that currently you represent different institutions. You will represent different countries in the institution, but there I'm sending you as a contingent
Okay.
representing Vattikuti Foundation.
Yes.
It happens like your NCC cadets go from all over the
Yeah, they
country
go.
for Republic
Hmm.
Day parade. They
Yes.
represent a
They
state.
represent
There,
the
here
state.
I
Yeah.
want to do, and there are certain agendas which we would like you to help Foundation, but that would be a second conversation. This conversation
Okay.
is for me to know about Yashi,
Mm-hmm.
everything, right from
Okay.
childhood, likes, dislikes, hobbies, what would you like to do? And then we'll figure out the loose ends where you are not clear, and we'll like to develop clarity through you. And that's why I
Okay.
thought it would be a
Mm-hmm.
worthwhile conversation, spending 1 hour on each student to try to know and understand them, pick up the commonalities, leave the areas where you have your individuality, and try
Mm-hmm.
to develop on those individualities.
Okay.
Right? So go ahead
Yes.
from your
Yeah.
childhood memories.
Mm. Yeah, like about medicine, it started
No,
like
it's
when I
not
was a kid.
your, not
No.
medicine. We'll come to that, but your childhood, since you started senses, how much was the
Okay.
parental influence? How much was
Yeah.
you you had your inherent genetic flavor that this I'll do, this I'll not do? How
Mm-hmm.
much later on school you learned from students and other people when you exposed to the other thing? Then we'll come to the middle school
Yeah.
level.
Okay. Like I was born here in IIT. So, and my father is a professor over here. So it was always like I have been surrounded by students who have been working here and they have been motivating me. And then even my mom, she works in school. She's a teacher and she is associated with many NGOs. So over there, I have seen the other part of the life, like people who are poor and how they manage through the life. It's in IIT also, like there are people who have had like tough backgrounds. And then even in my school, as it was government school, there were many types of people, like from different backgrounds, different states. And then not all were like mm, having everything with them. They had to struggle. So in that way, I had every type of friends in my life. And even in college, it's quite different because now I got a different group. over there I've seen many different people, like people whose parents are like doctors, they are established, they're businessmen now. And then even I feel like since childhood I was surrounded by other people, and now also there are different people around me. And then my hobbies include like swimming. I used to play keyboard, and then I go for badminton as sport. In school, I've played many sports like basketball, throw ball, and I used to like to work as a team. And I have even been captain for like there's a sport called like cricket for that. And over there, I used to enjoy. I was more into sports and all cultural things, and I haven't participated much in my medical college. And yeah, even in swimming, I have participated in marathon. That was 12 hours marathon. So I could complete around 8 to 9 hours, and I covered 9 kilometers in that. That was my first experience. That was when I was 13 years old. And I like to do art and craft work. Like I feel in that way my mind is creative. Like I like to make things on my own. Like I do not see anything and try to copy that. I just get an idea and I feel like I can make more things out of it. So I even make calendars every year. So because of that, I feel like even my mind is busy in that, making something of my own, like rather than just studying what I have been like following through my books and videos. And then I like to cook also. In that also same, like I try to make it on my own. Like I would follow the recipe, but still, like I would try to add things on my own. And I think because of that I make my instances more strong, like how I can do much better next time by like
Let us,
not taking support.
it's very interesting. You are wanting to do things on your own. Think deep and tell me, why do you do so? Is this
Hmm.
because your ego is very strong that you don't
No,
want
no.
to? Just listen to me.
Yeah.
You don't give recognition to it, or
Hmm.
that, yes, if I do it myself, two things will happen. I learn more, and
Yeah.
whatever I develop would stay more longer with me than taking from somebody else.
Hmm. Yes, and that's true.
So which
And
one,
then
why you want to be on your own? People say, nah, can be taken as a negative connotation because she is only.
yeah, that's true.
So
That
what,
does happen. Like even in college, like many people think that I don't talk much, so I have a different attitude. But when they talk to me, they find the different aspect of it.
yeah. So you do for the
So
second reason?
no,
Or
yeah, the second thing, and I feel like in that way, I might even people can trust me more for that.
okay, now let me have some answers which I need to have. I
Mm-hmm.
would like you to narrate personal stories. I would like you to narrate any incident to authenticate what you say. Let us
Okay,
tell me anything you remember which you learned from your parents, particularly mother. We'll come to your father.
okay.
Just stuck to you.
Um, I
After
think
you have
yes.
layers of experience of the rest of the world, that is with you. One thing. And go back, and if you can recall that incident, that would help me.
It's about helping others. Like
Hmm.
even if I don't know anyone, still I would help others. And
So,
then like
mother, and what's your memory? When did it first time you were exposed? Yes, you should help others.
um like there are many things, but when I remember, it was about a neighbor. Like she got some leg injury because she was alone at home, and then she was trying to switch on the AC duct, which was on the top, and she was standing on a glass table, and obviously it had to break because of the weight, and because
Hmm.
of that she had a lot of bleeding from her leg. And then we rushed, and she was alone at home. Her parents were out of the town. And then like suddenly we got a call from her parents that she is in trouble. So we just rushed through her without thinking of anything and took her to the hospital outside IIT and helped her. So that time I felt like, yeah, at such things, we should not think about anything and we should give our best to others.
Great. Now, let us come to you used a very interesting word. You are one of the privileged child. You have to accept that. It's not because
Yes, yes,
you're
yes.
because you were grown in one of the best environments and
Mm,
very tall people around. IITians are iconic, not to talk of the
that's
fact
true.
student those who are selected. And there are so many ancillary stories about how people spend years before they come to and only cream of
Very true.
all.
Yes,
There is a proof of that when they after IIT they really do very well with Stanford or MIT or Tesla or any organization. Can you recall any of your father's student or friend whose conversation or who becomes a role model for you? You talked about
um,
people
yes.
social straight I've reached to there. Anything which has stuck to you, and if you can narrate that incident?
Yes, it did happen recently also. Like in that way, there are many examples, but I would tell the recent one. Like there is one student and his parents are weavers. So they stay in Andhra Pradesh and they actually work on daily wages. And they are quite poor because I met them few months back only, like in person, and they have their own handicraft work which they do. And I saw the CV of the student. So that person managed to study in the best school of the town. And I felt that because it's because of the parents that they wanted the kid to go like excel in life because of that. And then the person, he managed to get into IIT and even his, I think BTech, I'm not sure about the university, but it was good and it was probably from NIT. And now he is in IIT. He did his PhD. He did many research papers and many publications. And he's like a role model for everyone
With
in the lab.
this person.
Hmm.
Is there anything you could learn? Because usually we find
Yes.
50% of underprivileged people in this country don't fight and get this opportunity.
Yeah.
So
Um.
what is that this makes this person different person? What kind of
Hard. No, he was quite hardworking. Like he would work for hours until his work is over, and he would be behind my father to complete the corrections and then get his work done. And even now he's in Germany, he's doing his postdoc.
Okay, you told me about your mom.
So I feel, yeah,
Go ahead, tell.
yeah. So hard work and his dedication, I think helped him a lot. Like he was focused to his target.
Yeah. So let's talk about your dad. And dad is somebody who you have to emulate because you've seen him and you see him day in and day out. Any one characteristic of your dad which you have taken in yourself?
Mm,
A
yeah.
professional teacher, as a father, anything which you can recall. Recall in
There's
memory, but you can prioritize and say, this is what is my father's trait. This is
Yeah,
how I dealt with the situation.
I think when I study, that time I focus on my work, and then the as he's a teacher, I like to teach others. Like if I have knowledge, I would like to give it to others and would like to explain it to them. And there's another thing also about directions, like
Mhm.
if not academic. So like if I go to some place, if it's totally unknown, I'll be able to survive over there. Like I can know how to follow the maps, where to go, so all that.
Okay. Tell me, who is your best friend? Best means best in the sense where you would communicate everything to the person. You'll open up, she knows everything or he knows everything and you know everything about her. You don't have to name, but do you have a friend
Hmm.
that?
Not that close, but in school I had people. Like
Hmm.
in college, I feel
Have
like
you
it's all superficial.
school people or still you guys connect with each other?
Yeah, we do talk, but not so frequently.
In medical school, all of
Mm,
gone through, there are highs and lows during studies, There is
yes.
to handle five assessments, tests, classes, homeworks, exams, a lot to read. There's no end. Here, you get passed for whatever is asked from because we can't even get 1% of the knowledge available what you should have.
Hmm.
In your lows particularly, when you were totally at low, what would you do? Almost sort of what the hell it is, I'm slogging and there's no end to it.
Yes.
There are periods when you are not, I won't call depression is a little
Yeah,
drastic,
but
but
we feel demotivated that time.
recipe to get out of that.
There is one close friend I used to call her, like because I used to feel even she would share openly with me. So I used to call her and talk to her, and then we used to just discuss how much we have studied and how we'll plan the rest of our day.
Last fellow.
Yeah,
So she would also have same problems and then you sort.
yes, yeah. And then at times we used to sit together in the library and study.
Hmm.
So, and we used to even travel together from home to college. So in that way, I felt she is a bit like me. So we
Hmm.
used to discuss our problems and then just motivate each other. Like we have to do this. This is the last time we are going through like theory exams in final year.
Mhm.
And then we have like studied the full year. So why not even for few more hours?
You have a way to vent out your feelings to somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't pent up.
Yeah. Like to share. Yes.
Time you have tried physical exercise during this period?
Not during exams, but
No,
yeah, otherwise,
no, long exercise. Say if we are going to a stuck situation, something you are not able to understand, there is too much to handle, just go and run for 5 minutes or do something. Have you done that?
not running, but to release my stress, I used to go for badminton.
Mhm.
Like I
Yeah,
used to meet friends over there. So yeah, I used to play sports.
all your negative would be thrown out for that.
Yeah,
Okay. When you have gone through the medical school, you have become a doctor now. How your perspective has changed now? Few months, a few weeks you passed out
yes.
and you entered the medical school.
When I entered that time, I was not exposed to the variety of people I saw in these last 4.5 years, and I just felt as if I'm lucky because I don't have majority of the problems which people have, which I didn't even know it existed. And I was like, I just pray like it should not happen to my near ones. And
Okay.
even the background,
Since, yeah, complete this. Sorry, I interrupted you.
yeah, like even the background people face through like economically and the facility wise also. I've seen them in hospital because our college is a bit in outskirts, like it's not that developed city. So there used to be a variety of people coming from far away and they used to be poor. So looking at them, I felt like I saw the other part of the life too,
Yeah,
like which we don't see here in IIT.
yeah. So tell me one instance in during your 4.5 years of medical schooling, you encountered a most difficult person, maybe a teacher or a student. Any incident, it's absolutely impossible, negative person, and won't give you any space. Can you think?
Um, Yeah, like there was one friend, like she's still my friend. She would not help during like not only exams, but would be secretive about her resources, her plannings.
Yeah.
So yeah, that used to scare me.
So how did you handle that person?
Um,
You
I
left
stopped
her,
asking her for help and
bypass,
then didn't
ignore her or something?
no, because she's my roommate, so I'm still with her. So I just started ignoring a bit, and then like eventually started making new friends also, like who would share their study plans. I would share with them
What would she
and the
do?
resources.
She competitive or why would
Yeah, that's also there, but I think it's that's her in her nature to not really help others.
good student?
Yeah,
He's a very good student.
yes.
Okay, good. So my question would be the same that number one, whose decision was you to make a doctor?
It
Because
was mine.
how did you think of, because usually parental influences are strong and you would have become an engineer and a researcher, IIT. What was the trigger for you to think that you'll become doctor?
Since childhood, I wanted to, and then my grandmother used to be in the hospital for her reasons. So that time I used to see doctors, and I used to get fascinated by them, like the way they used to work. They used to help the people who are clueless about what's happening in their body, and it used to feel like magic. Like they know so much, they are so knowledgeable, they know everything about us, and they are hardworking because they are trying to save others. And
Is there
then even in
a doctor who influenced you as a hero? Theoretic,
yeah,
who was that?
yes, there is one hospital, Hiranandani Hospital. So over there was one ICU head.
Hmm.
So she was a lady doctor, and that time it was like 15 years back, and that was very impressive,
Hmm.
like handling the full ICU, everything.
Interacted with this person who was in
Yeah,
ICU.
I still meet her. Like I met her last month after I got my results.
Okay. And how did you know her?
It was like because my grandmother was admitted and then she was working on duty. So yeah, we just spoke to her.
Right, right. So, uh,
And even in my family, there are doctors. So my cousin brother and his father. So even they motivated me.
wanted to know from these people, did you have any apprehension about the back end of their story? Doctors are
Um,
heroes. They are very, very, everybody respects them, but there is a back
yes.
story also.
Yeah, like now it's different because I feel the patients, they are more smart than how they were earlier. So now they try to use their knowledge against us,
Mhm.
and that makes us bad, I feel, because they don't know full thing, but they would try to interrupt in between. Like it might be true at times when the doctor is actually not correct, but it can't happen most of the times.
And when did you tell for the first time to your parents that you want to
Um,
be?
it it was in 10th,
Hmm?
and it was in 10th also, and mainly after 12th.
10th, you had made up your mind. Was there any resistance or anything from?
Um, no, I was confused at that time because in 11th and 12th I had maths also, and I
Hmm,
was good in that. Like
hmm,
I scored better in maths than bio. But then after 12th, when I had to actually decide, I like told them that I want to do medicine.
hmm. There was no
And I feel, no, I feel that was right because if I'm not interested in any subject, then there's no point in doing that. Even in like MBBS, I thought so. Like if some person is here just because of their parents' pressure, it's like a torture because you have to study a lot and you can't do it forcefully. Like you should have that interest in you to like actually study about all these things.
Okay.
But it's not easy like some other degree.
Okay. So your parents did not pose any questions to your
No,
decision.
no. It's just that it's a long procedure in medicine. Like you take time to settle
Mm,
because of the study part. It's
mm,
long.
mm,
That's the only negative part in this, I feel.
mm. And were there any surprises then when you made a decision talking to this ICU doctor and at the end of the tunnel? Were there any surprises? Anything which you didn't anticipate?
Um, no, like actually, I met her even before joining first year. So that time she told me like to make my own notes and then give more time to like my own this thing, like my own time for studies rather than lectures and all. So that I did follow. It helped me.
Okay. So no, but any surprises at the end you would, if somebody comes like you in 2010, would you give some more information than what you had? If some
Yeah.
student wants to decide whether to join medicine or not like you, what you were,
Yes.
would you tell anything more than what you were told at that time?
Yeah, because I still remember when I was about to make this decision, there was one doctor who visited us because their kid was joining IIT. So it was like a coincidence that I wanted to do medicine and they demotivated me a lot. And then I would not do that to a person. I would like push them ahead so that they don't get confused. And I would like to make that person get a final decision and tell them the pros and cons properly. Like, not just demotivate or emphasize on something which I feel that the person won't be able to do. Like, I would like to understand the situation of that person and then, like, counsel the person.
You have graduated, that is good, but then it's a continuum. You face another challenge. Now, are you clear on which direction you would be going after your internship?
Um, I have few subjects in
Hmm.
which I am not interested in. So I have ruled out few
Like
like pediatrics, psychiatry, dermat, community medicine, and
what you
there
said,
are surgery,
pediatric, psychiatry, community medicine,
dermat,
math, eh?
dermatology,
Yeah,
and ophthalmology.
terminology. What else?
And then I'm interested in surgery,
Okay.
so like general surgery.
Why
I
did you
like ortho,
these? Because
radio.
contrary, psychiatrist is a much sought after specialty in US. They make the maximum money with maximum comfort. So why did you leave? Pediatrics is a cool specialty with the play with children and all. So why did you make this? Dermatology is the best specialty, COVID or no COVID, you don't have to touch,
Mm,
you know?
yes, but then with dermat and psychiatry, the thing is,
The reason for throwing up these special ophthalmology, one of the most challenging specialties.
yeah, but for ophthal specifically, it's more like imaginary. I can't really see stuff.
Hmm.
So like everything is just within these layers, I
They-
feel.
All the surgeries under microscope.
Yeah. So
So
it's not that fascinating.
not that they see everything, they see practically so micro that even nanometer here and there would make a huge
Yeah.
out.
Yes.
Precise surgery.
Yeah, needs to be precise. Yeah. So that is
And
also like
why don't you become a physician?
Mm, like
Medicine.
over here, many people prefer specialist over physician.
No, I'm talking of physician means take a special like cardiologist, gastroenterologist, physician. Why?
Okay, yeah.
Why yes, sir?
Um, no, that I will be interested in. If I get into general surgery and then do super specialty.
Okay, but not the medicine subspecialties like cardiology.
No, no, because
You are
I
clear on
want
that.
to. Yeah, I'm more into surgery field
You are
than just theory.
in institutional exams.
Yeah.
When do you write that?
Um, it was last month.
No, no, no. I'm talking of the postgraduate seat
Acha,
exam.
it's in March
This month,
2025 mostly.
how
This one got postponed to June because of elections in India.
many exams you will fill in for?
For us, there might be only one, which is combined for all India and AIMS, JIPMA, everything.
AIMS, JIPMER all combined today, these days?
Yeah, like they are planning to. Otherwise, still this batch, INI CET was different for AIMS.
AIMS and JIPMER also different?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Oh.
for us, they are planning to do it just one exam.
Difference would be when you are matching or what you are telling, the counseling, so-called. Your preference would be the institution or the specialty.
Mm, I'll be happy if I decide specialty
In medicine at AIMS, Delhi, and you get
institute.
Kolhapur somewhere surgery seat, what would you do?
Mm, yeah, then no, I would not take medicine. I would see for other option as well.
So you would stick to your interest rather than.
Yeah.
And then second thing is because everybody is good on top of the list in these selections, so you can't blame anybody. Maybe you don't match in the first. I don't wish so, but then what would be your approach?
In that way, I feel as if I'm not interested in that subject, I might not be as good as the doctor I would be when I get my own interest subject.
Yeah, no, but definitely you will definitely try with vengeance again and get this whatever you want. Because good is you would be as good as your interest is, Yashi.
Hmm.
And interest is not just hero worship, but
Um,
as
yes,
much
but
vengeance as possible.
yeah, in
Then
that way,
you have a deep down commitment to do something.
the sub yes.
So are you exploring other options like USMLE and
Um,
GMC? No,
no, not USMLE, but
you don't
earlier,
have any training in US as an option, residence in US.
um, I don't feel that confident, and otherwise, I thought that after PG from India, I would like to do some super specialty or some course outside. Like I've seen many people in my college doing that. Like,
Personal life plans you have.
you know,
So when do you
like
get,
it all depends on my studies.
when do you get married? It's a long journey. It never ends. You do postgrad,
Hmm.
get a job, you get promotion, you do fellowships. It's an everything has to be during the process. It's nothing like that.
Hmm.
Once I do
Yes.
MBA, then I'm okay. So
Hmm.
what
Yeah.
what are your personal plans
Hmm. That might be definitely after PG only,
after PG?
or yeah, or if I get something, some other plan, then I would even postpone that or make it parallel,
Hmm.
but not during PG or before that.
Your choice would be to have a spouse who is a medico or non-medico.
Mm, yeah, even non-medical would do. because
Okay.
then, yeah, there will be like, obviously, if there is some medico, then it is motivating because we would understand more and would help each other more. But if it's a non-medico, then we would have other aspects of life also,
Okay.
like two different lives. It won't be the same schedule,
Yes. Yes.
and the interest would differ. So we would get more knowledge from each other. Like rather than me explaining something and the medico person knowing it already.
Getting too personal, but I want to know what would you look for a successful partner in? What would be your priorities? A professional
Um,
excellence or what would you look for?
yeah, the person should be like professional, should have respect wherever he's working, and then should be trustworthy
Mm,
and should have goal in life, like
mm.
to go ahead.
Yeah, so is basically good qualities of human head and heart.
Yeah, like yes, should be impressive in nature.
Mhm. Okay. Now, let's come to another question. What is the role of research you find in your career? Would you like to be a very successful practitioner, or would you like to think of academic career or cutting edge careers?
Mm, like I would go for clinical
Mhm.
because I don't mind doing anything or doing any research which is clinically based, like in which I'll be doing some trials.
Okay.
I would like it that way rather than writing papers.
No, yes, that is one. And do you consider that being like you are trying to explore the field of robotics, would you like to really develop some knowledge or create a new robot or something like that, or just
Hmm.
want to do research?
No, no, I would like to create something. Like in that way, I would like clinical trials.
For that, do you know anybody has told you? Because
About.
if you really want to create something disruptive, what we call disruptive innovation,
Yes.
then you have to have a knowledge. Knowledge means, would you be willing to do again an IIT and learn computer engineering? Because these are few
um,
people. They have all the knowledge. They will learn software, they will know medicine.
yes.
So, to what extent
Um,
you go?
no, actually, in IIT, I have seen one professor. He's into biomedical instruments and all. So I've seen many new innovations over there. And from that, even I felt like getting associated with people over here is quite useful because they can make the things which we visualize because we have the
Even
theory knowledge.
known as a collaboration. But what I'm talking about
Yes.
collaboration, because collaboration works that you do your domain knowledge of medicine, he does the engineering component, but the cutting edge things you have got to know both.
Yeah.
It's a very tall order, but
For
few people do,
yes.
because particularly when you are good at maths, and obviously
Yeah,
maths
I would not mind doing the course.
takes, but then you really have a focus in life. You don't worry about it, that whether you do medicine or not, because when you go to these mostly major institutions, Ivy League institutions, they are MD PhDs, they are both in England also they have MRC
Yes.
and FRCSs, because
Yeah.
they do it for the sake of degrees, but they do it because this would facilitate their kind of thing.
And in the same way, I did meet one doctor. He did his PG in OBGY and did PhD from IIT Delhi.
Mhm.
So that was like first time I saw someone who
Mhm.
went into engineering PhD background again after medicine.
And this is, you can't decide now. It is at that
Yeah,
point
that's yes, like my mindset can change that time also. Yeah.
difficult, like people like your roommate, might as well you do it and have control of the whole.
Yes,
Does that make sense?
yes, it does.
Okay. Now, any questions you have from me?
Um, yeah, like it's about finding a branch only in PG. Like,
Hmm?
what aspects should a person have while deciding a branch? Like, should it be related to the future innovations that would come into the field, or the person's interest more in it?
Interest. Everything is interest.
Okay.
You have to align interest.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking of something unusual. We are not talking of usual. We are talking of some. Have you read that book, Jonathan Siegel?
No.
I think you should read that. We are talking of some
Okay.
individual where the crowds are left behind. There would be no company. So what you have to, you will learn all those things. What would you like your what you call what would be your toolkit for going to Ghent?
Mm. As in for the brand,
Where, how will you prepare yourselves?
in the next coming year,
Hmm?
like for getting a PG.
No, no, no. I'm talking of when you are going for this in September to Ghent.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yes.
how would you prepare yourself for this event? What would be your shot?
Mm.
What would you like to do? I hope you would have traveled abroad before, no?
Yes, I did.
Where do
Yes.
you go?
I've been to Australia, Singapore, China, Greece, um, Italy,
Hmm.
Egypt, UK, Switzerland,
This all
Germany.
with your dad?
Yeah, with my parents.
So you have fair amount of idea of what it
Yeah.
is. For this meeting,
Um, yeah,
what
I
would you like
would.
to bring back, gain and bring back with you?
Um, I feel if I talk to other people, they would tell me about their area, and if it would change my mind of doing my higher studies from some other country than here,
And
and to
are you
get involved with them.
are you using a lot of social media?
Um, Not much, but yeah, I do.
Would you uh, would you would you like to really use actively social media when you are there?
No, I mean, if it is work related, then yes, like to connect through people, or like if they have some resources, because these days I've noticed that many people spread awareness just through social media.
Okay, what we are wanting to do, I want to have your opinion that we want to, this is just an event, one event, but we want to create a large community of medical students.
In that way, we can do it through social media, because even my
I'm
like
trying,
batchmates.
you think it's a good idea? People would be able to find time to do so or not?
Yes, it is.
Would this interest other colleagues of yours? This,
Yeah, definitely.
so one of them would be, we would like you to really help foundation in recruiting as many people as possible for as explorers, because then we can have
Okay.
activities, and then there is a research project which we will be announcing very soon for the Jaipur event in 2025.
In Feb.
It's a
Yeah.
competition. Everybody won't be invited, but we would encourage, sorry, as many students as possible to submit their research projects, and we'll give enough time for you. You would have an edge because you would have a lot of people and you would be able to collaborate with somebody in IIT and put up an.
Yes.
Any interest outside medicine in the political things or anything happening in the country or globe?
Um, Not political, but yeah, otherwise, if
Did, did you
I go through,
cast vote or not?
I do have a voter ID. I'm planning to give it next month.
So what is your assessment of the political system in without naming a party and individual? What do you think is the political system? Which direction it is going to?
The one which is going right now, it's good for the people who are like backward. So it's helping them a lot because the reviews which we get, and now that I've been even going to villages and working, I feel that it did develop a lot among that community.
So you think that the present government is doing good for the villagers and poor people?
Yeah, but I feel they are against a specific community too, because
Any personal views about cleanliness in professional public life, like corruption and things like that? What are your views about it?
yeah, that goes on. So mm, I feel someone should be brave enough to remove that, because that and even a major part of reservation is there, which just adds on over the years.
Yeah.
And it did happen few months back in Maharashtra. Like there's this Maratha people, so they just get their reservation every year increased. And I feel that it was many years back when this was necessary, because that time people were not like competitive, or they didn't have resources with them. But now people, if they want to do something, there are so many people, other people, there are organizations which can help them. So I feel that much reservation is not needed these days.
Mhm. Uh, you do any meditation or any personal development or anything?
No, I don't do meditation or yoga.
Do you do any manifestation or try? You know what manifestation is?
Hmm. Yeah, um but I have like heard it from my friends that I should do that before I sleep.
Okay. Is there any what you call any life is smooth. You don't need to do anything, isn't it? You
Yeah, but yeah, now,
do
yeah,
you
still student, yes.
God and spirituality and things like that, or they're not?
Yeah, like I do believe in them.
Okay. And what about any extracurricular readings you do?
I'm reading not much, but in that way, I get more into like craft, art and craft, or music, like playing keyboard,
Is,
or
is there a continuing thing about your keyboard that you play still?
um, I don't play the way I used to till 11th grade. Like I have given 3, 4 grade exams also. That was Trinity School of London. So I've cleared 4 grades. Before that, I used to learn through one, like, she was not a professional teacher, but she used to teach me like basic stuff. So after that, I joined this professional classes, and now I just play on my own, like getting notes from the Google or YouTube.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So that's relaxing.
So we are coming to close of conversation. If you have any questions or anything, see, because I will summarize. Our idea is to identify your interest, what is close to your heart, and how can foundation facilitate you to achieve your goals.
Mm,
Maybe of connecting you with the right kind of people to align your interest, or maybe providing our network support to you to achieve.
yes.
And more, I'm very sure, would happen when you have these diversified people with different strengths coming together. If you interact with them, openly tell them what is good. There's nothing bad or good, but what is strong with them and what is weak with you. Kind of
Yeah.
kind of mutual learning will help everybody.
Mm, I still remember, like, when I had just joined MBBS, I attended your workshop in Mumbai. So I still remember that. And it was like hardly I had studied, like, started studying anatomy, but it was quite fascinating. I remember there were few robots over there.
And replacement thing.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's what.
So I still remember that, which was 4.5 years back. So I feel this will be much more greater than that.
Yes, yes, yes. You will see everything there, definitely. Good, Yashi. God bless you. If there is
Mm,
anything, we'll be in touch and
yes, sure, sir.
every now and then because really we organize this group to learn for ourselves and do only things which would align with the interest of the medical students. So,
Mm, yes, sir. No,
okay,
it's a great idea. Yeah, and haven't like visited anything of this sort. So excited about it.
great. Good talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Same here.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarika, if you are around.
Yes, no problem. Thank you, Yashi, for your time. I
Thank
will
you.
update you with what you need for going to Belgium. And again, if you need
Okay.
a visa support letter, send that information in from the email as soon as possible
Yes.
if you need it, and then I can get that letter for you, okay?
Okay.
All
And
right.
is there anything like you all would need from my college
No,
or no?
no.
Okay. Okay.
That
Okay.
manage so that they shouldn't write to us that she's absconding. We don't need any. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing particular.
Okay.
You are not in an
Okay.
employment, then you would be responsible enough to see what is needed. So take your
Yes.
leave or anything, and it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.